My name is Miranda Lynn Johnson, and what we cover today is child abuse and child violence. Child abuse is considered to be the neglect or the failure to provide for a child the needs that whatever they need in life to grow, as well as physically, mentally abusing them. Just in the year 2015, 683,000 children, or 1 in every 100 children in the United States, were abused as of 2015. According to the American Society for the Positive Care of Children, the statistics are the following in the U.S. There are 4.1 million child maltreatment referral reports received, 7.5 million children abuse reports, 3.2 million prevention and post-response services, 142,301 children receive foster care services. 74.9% of victims are neglected, 18.3% are physically abused, 8.6% are sexually abused, 7.1% are psychologically maltreated. But the highest rate of child abuse in children under the age of 1 is 25.3% per 1,000. While an annual estimate of 1,720 children died from abuse and neglect in 2017. Almost 5 children every day die from child abuse. That's 71.8% fatalities were younger than 3 years old. 80.1% at least involved one parent. That's a lot of, and there's much more statistics on children who are neglected and abused. This is something in the United States that should be addressed and stopped. These children do not deserve to be abused and in multiple different types of ways, or hurt or harmed, anything like that, or mistreated. Children do not deserve that. So as social workers, it is our job to address this and do our best that we can to change policies and to change laws to try and get it to where these children do not have to suffer. A way to address these changes is to look at the common forms of child abuse, which include neglect, physical assault, emotional abuse, and sexual assault. Looking at these and being able to learn how to identify them and see what the symptoms and be able to identify at-risk children and children who are being abused. Each child and each age range a child is abused in, there's different kinds of symptoms to look for. Some are they integrate themselves to the abuser. They have poor school performance. There's anxiety, stress, irritability, quickness to anger, crying more, easily crying, anxiety, panic, complaints of physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. Young kids may act towards younger kids in an abusive manner. We need to look at these symptoms and be able to identify a child who is being abused, and we need to teach others what needs to be done and how to identify children who are being abused, so that way others are able to step in and be able to help these children, because children cannot speak up for themselves. As adults, that is our responsibility, and as social workers, it's our responsibility to do so as well. Being capable of preventing and treating child abuse is to be able to want to identify, to address the physical injuries that the child may be suffering, get help for those children who are suffering whatever abuse that they suffer, by addressing it and getting the help for those specific types of abuse. From there, we need, as social workers, intervention is the key. Intervening and being able to take the children away from them and put them in safe environments and get the child to be able to be comfortable and talk and to be able to express what's going on and what's been happening in their lives, and being able to help the social worker understand, so that way we can keep them safe and keep them out of harm's way. As social workers, we can continue to do that, continue to get these children and keep them in safe places, but as a social worker, we also need to look at the policies and the laws and the regulations that are going on that we need to address to be able to keep these children safe once they are removed from an unsafe home, and once they are taken away from the violence and the neglect and the abuse. Once we are able to do that, that is when we can finally start dwindling the numbers of child abuse down even more. Children shouldn't be abused. Children shouldn't be hurt in those kind of ways. That's something as a social worker, that's our responsibility to step up and speak out for these children, and not just in legal matters, but also in policy and ethical matters as well. That is our job as a social worker.